Good morning, Raptor Freaks. Lexi Outs here. It's Thursday morning. It's Thursday Think Tank, and we're talking about the game last night in reaction. I've got the box score. Thank you, Isaac Campbell, for searching it out for me so I can look at the stats and see exactly how it all went down from the numbers. Of course, watching the game live on this channel, we had a live watch along last night. It went pretty well. There were some parts of it that I was kind of like, but for the most part, I enjoyed doing it. But yeah, Team Canada losing to Team USA. It was an interesting game. I would say this: Canada was not as sharp as they should be, especially offensively. Really, really poor shooting by our team, and USA got better, higher percentage shots, and they beat us. So I got the stars of the game from my perspective, and just in general reaction to what happened. Of course, some of our Rapid Freaks were at the game: Trevor J and also Sue. And hopefully they'll join us this morning. Maybe not, because they're on the West Coast time and they're out in Las Vegas, because it would be great to have firsthand accounts from being in the building. And I'll tell you what, they weren't like the only ones that were there. There were a lot of people there. That was a huge arena. There were a lot of people in there, and there were a lot of celebrities, a lot of VIPs, a lot of other NBA players. In fact, it seemed like the whole Indiana Pacers team was there. I'm pretty sure that Scotty and those guys were there also, just not putting it on blast. Very, very interesting that so many people were at this game, all kinds of people. And I'd love to hear accounts from Trevor or Sue if they are in here with us today. So, yeah, interesting game. Some of it was not surprising. Some of it was a little surprising, but some of it was not. It was not surprising that the crowd booed the hell out of Dylan Brooks. They also booed Canada as a team as they came out. You know, it's not like the States are going to be classy. They're not classy. And then Joel Embiid fouled out in like 12 minutes of FIBA play. And that was pretty hilarious. So he fouled out in the third quarter of only 12 minutes on the court. Yeah, how's this going to work? Already people are like talking about how he's a joke and how he shouldn't be on this team. And can we switch him out for Jaylen Brown is what they're saying. That whole thing that went down yesterday with Kawhi Leonard being taken off the team was a decision by Team USA, apparently. It wasn't even the Clippers. That's messed up. In some ways, Kawhi cut open the time to come there and do what he did. I don't know. In some ways, I would question this. It was not really the Clippers that decided that they didn't want Kawhi to play, and it was Steve Kerr and Team USA. Well, is he getting them back for 2019? That's what I got to ask. In some ways, they don't want Kawhi to have the same kind of resume that LeBron James has. Obviously, he's been hurt a lot, and he can't have the accolades of the longevity. But in some ways, are they trying to hurt Kawhi by not letting him be a certain level just because in some ways he strong-armed his way out of San Antonio? He was a rebel, and he came up to Toronto and won a championship with the Canadian team. You know, are there reasons why, other than just, injury concerns with Kawhi Leonard, why he is kicked off the team all of a sudden? Because he's kicked off the team. That's the only way you can say it. That's the only way you can say it, is that Kawhi Leonard was kicked off the team yesterday and replaced with Derek White. And that wasn't totally done cleanly either. Jaylen Brown upset that he was snubbed. He actually did react on Twitter to this, and there was he did want to be on the team. That's the crazy thing. How is the Finals MVP not on the team and you put Derek White on instead? Yeah, that's politics too. Jaylen Brown, a very outspoken political NBA player. In some ways, he's not necessarily the most marketed Celtic, partly because of this. That, Jason Tatum, they really go heavy on marketing Jason Tatum because he's not as controversial as Jaylen Brown. Jaylen Brown, a man who wants to start Black Wall Street, a man that stands very strongly for very, very Afrocentric causes, a man that I respect and like as a Celtic because of how he is. And in some ways, he's not marketable friendly for his politics. And there'll be idiots that don't put him on the team partly for that. So this is a really, Team USA is messed up. Let's just put it that way. They're messed up. They have a big dummy goof like Joel Embiid on that team. They kick Kawhi off the team, and they'll bring in Derek White and ignore Jaylen Brown. Yeah, that's messed up. It's all messed up all around. It's messed up. It's probably the same reason why they don't want Kyrie on the team right now either, is politics. They don't want the politics of Jaylen Brown and Kyrie Irving around the team. So it is what it is. USA, you're full of shit. In some ways, your starting lineup was stupid last night. Seriously. And a lot of people are already saying it. It's like, why did Devin Booker start over Anthony Edwards? What the hell was that? Because Anthony Edwards was obviously the best player on the court last night. He did the best stuff. Jason Tatum, a close second. But Anthony Edwards was the one who was the shot in the arm that helped them get back in this game and win the game. The Canada team won the first quarter, absolutely killed them, 21-14 or something. And well, after that, it was USA with the bench coming in and just doing some really big things. Yeah, so very interesting game. We're going to react to it. Y'all can say whatever you want about the game. I'm going to go over the box score. We're going to do the classic card. We're going to do all the regular stuff. Thursday Think Tank. Let's go. Let's go. Mo's in first. She's saying, good morning, or Raptor Freak family. I know it's a friendly game, but RJ and Kelly need to wake up going forward. You know, honestly, Mo, I'm going to do my 3 stars of the game right now, and there are 2 of them. Because honestly, that whole team sucked. You're going to say they need to wake up? No, Monique. Jamal Murray and SGA need to wake up. Those guys actually showed up and did really good for their time on the court. Nobody on Team Canada played over 20 minutes. And RJ got 12 points. He was the leading scorer. And in some ways, RJ shouldn't be the guy carrying our team. It should be Jamal or Shea. And RJ, once again, in the absence of other people, steps up and tries to bully his way to get points for Team Canada when nobody else is. So I applaud RJ Barrett. He could have shot a little better. He did hit a 3. I believe he was 3 for 8 from the field with 12 points. He was the leading scorer for Canada. Nobody else got close to him. In some ways, it sucks that RJ was a leading scorer because it should have been Jamal. It should have been SGA. So I'm going to completely disagree with you, Monique. The shooters, the 2 main guys, they need to do better because honestly, they were horrible. Jamal Murray only scoring, like 5 points last night is really, really dismal. Really, really dismal. 5 points for Jamal Murray. That's just not going to cut it. So I'm going to say take your names out and insert SGA and Jamal Murray. Because seriously, between the 2 of them, they only got 15 points. SGA getting 10 points by the end of the game. But he shot 3 for 10 from the field. Really, really bad. My 3 stars of the game, my number 1 star of the game, and I am biased, is Kem Birch. Kem Birch came in for 10 minutes, the last 10 minutes of the game, the 4th quarter, and he was fantastic. He got 7 points in 10 minutes, 3 of 4 shooting, and, he rebounded really well. He played good defense. So I'm giving Kem Birch first star of the game because he looked great, and he did show some of that agility and healing from his injuries from before. He did look different, y'all, out there. If you played really, really close attention, he subtly looked different than he used to. And the last time. My second star of the game is Kelly Olynyk. He carried this team early, 4 for 5 shooting, 80% from the field. It wasn't him shooting bad. 14 minutes, he got 9 points in 14 minutes. Kelly Olynyk was a badass, and in some ways, he was one of the only guys that was kind of producing for what he was doing out there. Plus, he was fighting with the big guys on the other side. And, there was some stuff that happened there with Embiid, between Embiid and Dwight Powell, and Embiid and Kelly Olynyk. Funny stuff. Yeah, Embiid, your stuff's not going to work in FIBA, and you're a big disgrace. You're a big joke. You're a big dummy. And people seeing you out there in the Team USA jersey playing like this, yeah, you really represent things really well. You piece of garbage. All right, and my third star is RJ. RJ shooting 3 for 6. He actually shot 50%. He got 12 points, leading all scorers for Team Canada. I'm just saying, like, if he's going to be the leader, well, that means SGA and Jamal, one of them did not step out. Dylan Brooks, honorable mention with 10 points himself, being a fighter, getting in LeBron James's face. Lou Dort, another honorable mention just for his defensive prowess. But overall, Team Canada shot very, very bad, 34% from the field. Coach Fernandez saying after the game, he doesn't care who won or lost. He just doesn't like the way Team Canada played last night. He doesn't like it. He said, it's not them. This is not them. They need to play way better. And he's going to give him the riot act, seriously, because he doesn't feel like the consistency and the energy, the defensive intensity was there. And plus, they weren't taking good shots, and they weren't making shots. That's a big, big part of what happened last night, for sure, right there. Yeah, Mo's saying Kem Birch looks good. I think the Raptors, Canada, will need him a lot this tournament. Yeah, why did you write that in? You could erase it. Yeah, they're going to need him for bigs on the other side. Now, against the very specially skilled, talented bigs of USA, Kem's going to look bad. Everybody's going to look bad compared to them. But when we go up against more normal teams from FIBA, the European teams and stuff, Kem's going to hold his own. He's going to look really, really good. So in some ways, last night was a tough gauge for everything. It's just throwing you in the deep end. In some ways, it's a circus show with so many celebrities, and it's Las Vegas. And in some ways, it's not really a friendly so much as, hey, we're going to show off Team USA real quick and Team Canada, and that's it. It's not really about anything else. In some ways, that's what it's all about. That's right there. Most saying it'd be cool to see how they sharpen up by France exhibition on July the 19th. Yes, Team Canada will be playing on July 19th against France in an exhibition game, and I do believe that game will be overseas in France. So we'll have to see that game. Now that game's on the same day as a team Raptors Summer League game. So we'll have to see how I can figure out how to juggle the two. I may not do a watch along for that game because I may be wanting to do previews for both games and then a reaction to both games the next day. So we may have double duty on that day, the 19th, watching a Summer League game against the Miami Heat and also Team Canada against Team France on that day in a friendly. So I won't do a watch along for that one. It'll be a regular preview and reaction in the 2 days around that. Yeah. Cowboy saying, good morning, Lex and Rapid Freaks. Great job last night, Lex. Dap. Thank you, Cowboy. I'm glad you enjoyed it. I'm not worried. Go Team Canada. Also, what do you think of the 2-year, two-way deal for Comshay? Let's go. Let's find go. Let's find go. Let's find go. Let's fucking go, I guess. I don't know. All right, let me break this down. Thank you once again, Cowboy, for the nice words. I enjoyed doing it. He's not worried about Team Canada. In some ways, I'm not either. This is, once again, a tune-up. And, there's different things about the USA team that have to be sorted out. In some ways, they have very good talent. And in their default, well, the talent, Booker just making a shot like that, Jason Tatum just doing this, LeBron doing this, it's going to happen in certain ways like that. So they're a very talented team. As some people have said on Twitter, this team has Jason Tatum and Anthony Edwards coming off the bench last night. That's crazy. Anthony Davis off the bench last night. Yeah, that's crazy. That's a very good team. In some ways, there's funny jokes already about Joel Embiid giving up his starting spot to Anthony Davis after the very first friendly game. Yeah, it's kind of right, actually. I wouldn't play Joel over Anthony Davis. Anthony Davis plays better in FIBA style. Joel is such a big joke. And this is a total farce that he's on this team with them. Seriously. Let's see. Also, he's saying, what do I think of Comshay being on the two-way? I'm surprised on it because in some ways, like I said, the Raptors have used the two-way contract as a carrot to entice the players at Summer League to play above and beyond. And if that carrot's already been given to somebody, well, what are they playing for? I don't know. Maybe they're just playing to showcase themselves, just to get further in life. That's why I didn't think they do this right now. But they're going to go ahead and do this right now. They want it all set up. Now, I would speculate that, these two ways can be taken away, but it's not likely to come from Comshay or Carlson. But if they do want to switch a two-way, it may be DJ Carton. It depends on how well he does, if he holds on to it or not. As we've seen, the Raptors aren't afraid to switch their two-way on people in the last year. Switching from Ron Harper, switching from Marquise Noel. Well, this is something that these guys have to think about. Javon Freeman, Liberty losing his two-way. DJ Carton, you're going to have to play tough because in some ways you're the odd man out that could lose your two-way just in case somebody else does better in Summer League and training camp, and the Raptors all of a sudden say, yeah, we want to switch the two-way off you, DJ. We're going to put it on this guy instead. So it's interesting. It's very, very interesting. It really signifies that we're invested in Comshay, and he's going to get a lot of time on 905 in the next 2 years. That's what it signifies right there, Cowboy. But if he's really a defensive weapon, if he's really, really doing some good stuff defensively, he can be brought up to Darko's team and be hopefully a good defensive stopper for the Raptors proper. So we'll have to see. It's a great thing. It's flexibility. And in some ways, having two big guys on flexibility like Brandon Carlson and Ulrich Comshay, that's great. That is great. That is a good thing. Yeah. Most saying the two-way deal is great for Ulrich. Super young, lots to learn. That's right. He's got to learn in a couple different places. And in some ways, I'd much rather him learn down in 905 than on the main level. But if he can contribute to winning and helping the main team win in certain ways as a role player, maybe a defensive stopper, a rebounder, a shot blocker of some sort, yeah, let him play up on the main squad too. But yeah, we've got to be smart about this and, not rush him and not screw him up. In some ways, he is the new Bruno. Bruno didn't have a 905 to help him when he showed up in the Raptors. Well, Comshay does. And then hopefully that will be the difference between the outcome with Bruno Cavaco and Ulrich Comshay. That's what I say right there. Yeah. Mo's saying a game in Serbia. I'm happy. Go Darko. There's no confirmed thing on this, Mo. You can't jump ahead and get ahead of yourself. All that Darko said in the interview is he would like to play a game with the Raptors, probably a preseason game that's just to grow the game in Serbia. In Serbia. Now, the logistics of this happening may not be realistic. So don't count your chickens before the hatch, Monique. This is not official. This has not been announced. All Darko said is that he would love to play a game in Serbia with the Toronto Raptors and him coaching. But that nothing's been set up, and it may never happen. Let's just be honest here. It may never happen, Mo. So you go ahead and be happy early, but this is not news. This is just Darko saying he'd like to have it happen. That's all. Cool Cat saying, good morning, Raptor Free crew. I love the neighborly friendlies. It was competitive, fast-paced, physical. Refs didn't interrupt the game. Love it. These weren't normal FIBA refs. I don't think that these were refs that are going to be at FIBA. These were refs, NBA refs, honestly. I think I saw Mitchell Irvin and Matt Myers calling the game. I don't know if the box score has their names on it as far as the refs, but if it does, I should look at it real quick because honestly, those aren't regular FIBA refs, but I'll give them credit for calling the game correctly, especially with Joel. So that's an interesting thing right there. Is that right there? Yeah. It was a fast pace for both sides at different times. At times, the U.S. really looked really good in transition, and then other times, Canada was really moving around and really getting after it on the defensive end to cause turnovers and all kinds of stuff. In particular, Lou Dort absolutely playing his reputation precedes him. Well, he made his reputation out there for sure. Yeah. It was an interesting game. In some ways, Jordy waved the white flag pretty early by bringing in the scrubs and Kabajili and Kem Birch in the fourth. It is what it is. In some ways, those guys, it was funny. There was a period of time out there where the scrubs were on the court with LeBron and like Steph and really big names. And I'm like, yeah, look what you're doing, Steve Kerr. You're playing these guys against our team that is non-NBA. And you go ahead. He took LeBron out shortly after that. He took him out shortly after that. That's right. James is saying we are good enough to get at least bronze. I think we're good enough to get gold. That's what they want. We can't put too much into this game. Seriously. In some ways, once again, this is a media circus kind of game. In some ways, this is just a game for people to say, oh, USA, all this kind of stuff. They got to start somewhere. Well, a friendly with us. And once again, I would say this, just like I said on the stream last night, I'd rather lose this one to USA. And when we play them again later on this summer, which we probably will, we need to beat them on that one and remember this game. So every game's different. In some ways, Team Canada was extremely flat last night. And they were flatter than they were from any of the games I saw last year, in some ways. And some people will say, oh, USA's defense. No, I don't think that's what it was. They missed open shots. They missed threes that they need to nail. In particular, Jamal, SGA, and Andrew Nebhart. Those guys got to make their threes. They're going to take all those threes. Jordy wants them to shoot more threes. Yeah, he wants them to shoot at least 40 threes a game, and he was unhappy that they didn't put up more threes in the game last night. Very, very interesting. Cool Cat saying, I love U.S. fans booing us. Canada, it makes it very competitive, and I love seeing competition between friends. Love the drama. It creates for entertainment. Haha. Yeah, the matchups, Nickel versus Anthony, Halliburton versus Nebhard. Yeah, those matchups are there. And friendships are there also. Yeah. It is entertainment. And yeah, there was some Dylan versus LeBron stuff going on last night, of course. Smooth saying having Wiggins on the squad would have helped considerably. Edie as well. I don't know. Now, everybody's trying to say that, but I don't agree with that. Zach Edey, once again, and this was pointed out last night on our stream, it was our third center. In fact, he's in the spot that Kem Birch is in right now. And he wasn't utilized in the meat of most of the games at FIBA World Cup. He really was like a Boban. We bring him out at the end of the game, and he's like our victory cigar. So don't say this. Zach Edey wouldn't have changed things last night. He's too green. He's too young. In some ways, he's better off playing against, as I said last night, Walker Kessler in Summer League and killing him than going up against Joel Embiid and Anthony Davis, both at the same time, Bam Adebayo, and getting destroyed in this kind of competition. So I would say this. Zach wouldn't have helped us last night. You guys can go ahead and think that, but that's not true. And I don't think Wiggins would have helped us last night either. So I'll disagree with Smooth Brown Man with all due respect. And I'm not giving him a dunk, Isaac, because I don't think that's true. Cool Cat saying Team USA's younger players really won the game. For Team Canada, my only concern is our front court size. You know, I wanted him to play Cam from the start. I get it. Dwight Powell may be the most experienced. He's a team captain for Team Canada, but he's not a center. And right from the start, well, we're lucky that Team USA didn't try feeding Embiid away to dominate us in the paint. They didn't do that. They failed to do that. It was more in the second they started to do more stuff like that. But I would have matched the minutes of Joel with Cam Birch because he's the biggest, strongest, most physical player on our team at this point. That's part of the reason why I'm so glad Birch made the team, is because he is the strongest center we have. He's the real center, and he can hold guys. In some ways, Kelly is a hybrid center that's not really a true center defensively. And Dwight Powell is a 4. Trey Lyles, in some ways, is an okay defender as a center, but not really. In some ways, he's more offensive-minded kind of guy. So it's a tough situation. I would have mirrored Embiid with Cam the whole entire game. I would have just done that. I would have started him against him as I saw, oh, they're starting Embiid. All right, we're starting Cam. I would have done that, but Jordy's not doing that. And the hierarchy of Team Canada was in display. We saw the top 5, SGA, Jamal, Dylan, RJ, and Dwight Powell. And then we saw the second team, which was Lou Getz, Nickel, Kelly, Trey Lyles, and Nebhard. And then the third team, which was the 3 alternates along with Kem Birch and Melvin Ejim. So that he kind of showed the depth chart there. And once again, I didn't like the hockey changes. The hockey changes last night, they're not going to be normal. And it really did signify this is a friendly game that doesn't mean anything. The hockey lineup changes, complete line changes. Yeah, Smooth saying having Wiggins on the squad would have helped considerably. Edie as well. Oh, I already read that. Let's see. Cowboys saying we're really Cool Cat saying we really missing Wiggins and Edie. I do not agree with this, guys. I do not agree with you guys saying this because honestly, it doesn't matter. Andrew Wiggins wouldn't have added that much more. Seriously, guys. Seriously. And Zach would not have either. I'm telling you. Smooth saying Wiggins is a bigger 3-4 and his ability to rebound is sorely missed. Yeah, I don't know about that. I really don't know about that. The rebounds weren't that bad. That was a category that Canada kind of fought with them pretty good. In fact, we did really good on certain rebounds. Let's go over the team stats real quick. Now, the big thing that killed us is the shooting. We got more shots on goal than them, 77 shots, and we made 11 less. They shot 51%. We shot 34%. That is the game right there. We shoot better, we beat them. We don't shoot well, we lose. We took enough threes that we could have beat them if we'd hit the threes better. We shot 21% from 3, 7 of 33. They shot 10 less threes than us, and they made the same amount of threes at 30%. It's not like they shot that lights out or played really well, but we shot even worse. So it really is the shooting. They shoot better. We caught a better chance to win. Free throws were dismal for both sides. 42% from the free throw line for Team USA. That's the talented, awesome Team USA team. Can't make a free throw. 5 of 12 from free throw line. That's horrible. 13 of 20 for Team Canada, though. 65%. That's no good. Now, see, this is the thing. This is what I'm talking about right here. We out-rebounded them on the offensive rebounds. We got 15 offensive rebounds, killing them on the boards. Their defensive rebounds were we missed a lot, so they got 37 defensive rebounds. But we killed them on offensive rebounds last night. So what you guys are saying about Wiggins is not necessarily true. But the rebound total overall, 53-48 for Team USA. And that's only 5 away. But if Canada makes more shots and they take care of the rebounding a little bit better in certain ways, boom. This changes this game all around in a lot of ways. The assists were not good for Team Canada. Only 18 assists in 40 minutes. That's no good. They got to do a better job of getting the assists. The defensive stats were not good either. We only got 5 steals and 1 block. Meanwhile, the other side got 9 blocks and 15 steals. And that may have been a huge key right there. 15 steals by Team USA. Huge. 11 steals by Team USA. 11 steals by Team USA, 9 blocks. So, yeah, we should have had a better job with the steals in some ways. Turnovers, they had 2 more than us. That's not bad. There were 3 more fouls called on them, too. Yeah, it is what it is. I just feel like if Canada had shot better, in particular Gilgeous Alexander, Murray, Nebhard, Those 3 guys, if they had just shot a little bit better, we would have been in a better shape to try and win this game last night. It's just too bad. It's too bad. In some ways, these guys aren't going to shoot that bad altogether in the future. That's something. And we can't just say it's USA. That's why they didn't shoot good. No, they were off. They were off for sure. Tom saying, what's the reason Kerr has allowed Steph to play but not Andrew Wiggins? Criminal. Tommy, I mean, we've gone over this ad nauseum. Andrew Wiggins is hurt slightly. In some ways, the Warriors are also citing he's a free agent in some ways, or a trade chip. And in some ways, they don't want him to come and play for Team Canada, possibly look bad and hurt their trade value. They also don't want him to come and play for Team Canada because he could possibly get hurt. Steph Curry's under contract. He's all set up and he's fine. So it's Wiggins because in some ways he's in trade limbo. That's part of it. The Warriors want to move him. And this is part of the reason why they didn't allow him right there. James saying, I can see RJ being our leading scorer next season for the Raptors. Well, he was on the down low on our team this year. In some ways, when he showed up after, he was the top scorer for the Raptors after the trade with OG. Yeah, on the down low, that's actually true. Scotty was not the leading scorer. Of course, he was hurt most of that time afterwards. And Emmanuel's very close, but RJ actually was the leading scorer for the Raptors in the second half of the season. Cool Cat saying, I expect Jamal and SGA to develop their chemistry and rhythm. Kem Birch is really suited for FIBA games too. He's bulkier and faster, and he looks way healthier. I saw him leap. I saw him trying block shots. I saw him get up there and fight. And I love the fight of Team Canada guys and down there trying to get loose balls and rebounds. There was a lot of good hustling for that kind of stuff, which was good. Mo's saying, many say Jordy screwed up with the coaching. I agree. Well, I think this is on purpose, Mo. I don't think that in some ways he cared about winning this game. In some ways, he just wanted to have a good test against good competition and learn some things. If he really cared about this game, he wouldn't have done hockey lineup changes. He would have done little changes to go again with the flow of the game and what he needed to change and alter. So in some ways, he may have already planned when guys were going to play no matter what. He's like, yeah, this is going to be this. The starters will play for this amount of the time, the first 10 minutes, the first 7 minutes of the game, then the last 3 minutes of the first, and the first 2 minutes or 5 minutes of the second. I'm going to play the second unit. None of the players played over 20 minutes. So there was a lot of coaching, like kind of holding back and not really playing coaching to win kind of stuff. It's like, I want to see y'all play and play well. But in some ways, he wasn't coaching to win. And that's fine because this game is a friendly and it didn't matter. It didn't matter. Smooth saying, I still don't get why Wiggins was not permitted to play. It's wrong. Well, in some ways, this is the thing. I think it's very similar with Wiggins and Kawhi. They have the last couple of years injury problems. And part of it is their teams want them to be healthy for their teams. The main reason why Kawhi had to leave yesterday is because the Clippers want to make sure he can play for the Clippers. And, well, the Warriors have the same concern for Andrew Wiggins, whether he's going to play for them or he has to be healthy so they can trade him. And the whole thing with it is that these guys have been flaky as fuck with being at games, whether it's a good reason like Andrews or a dubious reason like Kawhi's. So in some ways, the reward for playing and being an Iron Man and showing up for games all the time means you have more trust, means you have more of that. Maybe the teams are more likely to be like, yeah, you can go play in the Olympics because we know you're a tough guy. You don't get hurt. And you will show up and you will play for us next season no matter what. Meanwhile, these guys are flaky. And in some ways, I'm not trying to diss Andrew Wiggins here, but he has not shown up consistently to be at games for the Warriors since they won their championship in the last time they won it. So that's part of it right there. It's reputation. It's reputation. And Kawhi and sadly, Andrew Wiggins have particular reputations over the last couple of years for not being available for games. And that is what it is right there. That is it right there. Let's see what else y'all are saying in the chat. James is saying definitely could have used Wiggins guarding Tatum or Brown. I thought that Dylan Brooks did a good job getting all and annoying LeBron James. You know, it's not that the Team USA guys were overwhelmingly so awesome and amazing. I mean, let's go look at them. I'll break them down a little bit. You know, Booker was good when he took some shots. He was 4 for 6. He ended up with 9 points. So Booker was not bad by the end of the game. LeBron 3 for 7, only 7 points. He wasn't horrible. He had 3 steals himself, which was a big deal, and 5 rebounds. Joel, a big joke. 12 minutes, fouled out of the game, 5 points. He was a little bit overpowering at times and a problem, but also at the same time, he was just a big goon. Hitting Dwight Powell in the face like that was such an egregiously blatant strike to the face on purpose. And, he even had a little weird thing where Kelly fell down and then he almost tripped over Kelly's legs. There's a lot of stupidity and stupid stuff with Joel. Steph Curry was not good last night. He shot 4 for 7, but he didn't look good. He took a lot of shots. He had 12 points, second leading scorer for the team. Drew Holiday was fantastic on both ends. Really, really good on defense. He was a big problem. And then he actually contributed a lot on the other side. 11 points, 5 rebounds, 4 assists, and 2 blocks for Drew Holiday, defensive player, all-star. Off the bench, Davis, 5 for 10, 10 points. He was pretty good. He got a double-double, 10 points, 11 rebounds. Edwards, fantastic. Probably the player of the game all around. He did say he was going to be the number one option for USA, even though he didn't start, and he was. He was still the number one option. 13 points, 3 rebounds, 1 assist, 1 steal for Edwards, who was 6 of 10 from the field. Halliburton, disappointing. He missed a lot of shots, but he did get some steals, 4 steals for him, 12 points for him. I don't know. How did he? Oh, no, not 12 points, 2 points for Halliburton. Jason Tatum, very strong, 8 points, 4 for 7 off the bench. He was very key. Bam was solid as far as scrapping around. Didn't really do a whole lot. 7 rebounds, though, 6 points. And then they brought in the young guys for 2 minutes at the end of the game, and they didn't do anything other than a 3-point play by or a 3-pointer made by Micah Potter. So yeah, they had Langston Galloway and Nigel Hayes Davis came into the game at the end there for USA. On the other side, we'll do the Team Canada stats in a second. Yeah, let's see. Cool Cat saying, I want Team Canada to play fast-paced the entire game and try to make up for our lack of height. Yeah. I don't even think that we have that bad of height issues. We really don't. It's just that certain teams, the USA is just special. They're going to make a lot of people look like they have height issues. But I think when we go against most of the normal FIBA teams, we're going to be fine with our height. And we're not actually, we're bigger this year than we were at FIBA World Cup last year. We really are. Fiercely saying, morning fam and happy Thursday. Yesterday was a friendly game. I'm hoping Jordy will assess who played well and just. The benches brought the energy but kept missing the shots, except for Cam. Yeah, I mean, all right, let me do their side too. We'll do Canada right now. Dylan Brooks, as I said, my 3 stars, I won't go over them again. RJ Barrett, Kelly Olynyk, and Kem Birch. I thought that all 3 of them were the best for for the Team Canada. Dylan Brooks was fine, 3 for 8, 3 for 7 from 2, 2 assists, 1 steal. He could have had a little bit more on the steals and blocks, 10 points. He could have been a little better. Dwight Powell, only 2 points, and really just kind of out there fighting for his life against the big centers on USA. Like I said, SGA and Jamal Murray got to step up. SGA got 10 points, but he shot 3 for 10. And when you look at the shooting between SGA and Jamal Murray, it's 5 of 18 together collectively. That's no good. Olynyk was great. Lou Getz, really good on defense, getting after the ball, hitting the ground, 2 steals and 1 block. And then Trey Lyles, a little bit of chip in things in here and there. He missed all 3 of his 3-point attempts. Too bad. Could have rebounded a little better. Only 4 points for Lyles. Nebhart, 0 for 5. He was dismal. He did not score in this game. He got 16 minutes. And Nebhart really was a big person who could really, really have helped us. If Nebhart and Jamal Murray were kicking in, then actually making their shots last night, we would have been competitive right up until the end. That is the big key right there. Melvin Ejim, 7 minutes in the game, did not score. Thomas Scrub put in 2 baskets in scrub time, and Phil Scrub getting out there too. No score for him. And then Kabengele getting a couple of garbage baskets off the offensive boards and putting them back. So very interesting stuff by him. But as a whole, Team Canada shooting 34% as a whole is not going to cut it. You're not going to be able to beat a team the caliber of USA if you're going to shoot so poorly. Is what I'm saying. Cool Cat's saying USA is so pissed off about their loss in World Championship that they bring out the big guns to play and big guns in attendance. Love to see the fired up competition between neighbors. Yeah, they had a lot of Team USA alumni there. They brought out on the court. Of course, Barack Obama was there too. Yeah, I mean, Team USA program was upset with how they failed last summer, and they try not to talk about it. All the fans down there are saying, yeah, the FIBA World Cup doesn't matter. It's only the Olympics that matter. They're conveniently just overlooking all the stuff in between the Olympics, and they only look at the Olympics. In some ways, it's not their fault. Their media treats it like this. That's part of it right there. Here's just saying, I don't think Vegas was the right setup for this game. Hang on, it jumped. Let me make sure I get to that right spot. I don't think Vegas was the right setup for this game. Party City, both teams were lackadaisical at times, and I am also not worried about Team Canada. Jordy, shake them up. Yeah, I don't know. In some ways, it's the place to be. In some ways, it's Summer League. That's part of the reason why they did it. I don't know. It is what it is. Vegas is getting more and more central to all kinds of different things happening. I mean, heck, they had the NHL draft in Vegas this year in the Sphere. They actually put that event in the Sphere, which is so weird. In some ways, it's like NHL's trying to do all the bells and whistles and make people be interested in it. Well, they put the draft in the Sphere. That's crazy. That is crazy. It was interesting, but they went all out. They're spending some money to try and get people more interested in the NHL. I don't know the gimmick of doing your draft in the Sphere is going to work. I mean, how many more people watch because of that? I mean, seriously, think about it. Let's see. Fiercely saying Davis had so many blocks, much more useful than Mbozo. Team USA supporters enjoy the ride with the former MVP, most vicious player. Trust him to pull other dirty moves. Yeah, very blatant hit. And I'm glad he had to leave the game and got fouled out. Yeah. Yeah. Joel, this may be more common occurrence in your FIBA career that you're going on right now. Yeah. You're going to get thrown out. Yeah. Monica's saying that Jonte Porter has pleaded guilty, and you've read that he's going to get 4 years in prison. Yeah. He's dead to rights. He'd be dumb if he pleaded innocent. People would just be mad at him. Everybody knows he did it. So he just has to come out and say he's guilty. And in some ways, the justice system may go easier on him because he's admitting that he did do something really bad and wrong. So, yeah, it's sad. In some ways, I don't want to bring up every little footnote about Jonte as it goes along. It's just depressing and sad. What an idiot. So dumb. G saying that, Tom, apparently because they want to trade him, yet he's still on the team. His morale must be low. Can't play for his country and was not allowed due to trying to trade him. Yeah, that's kind of what they've said, is that they want him to be available to be able to be moved, Andrew Wiggins. The Warriors, yeah. Man, business is business. And in some ways, business is getting in the way of people being able to compete for their country. Seymour saying, so Trent Jr. is gone, yes or no? Yeah, he's pretty much gone. All the signals have been there. The talks are off. We're going in a different direction. Grange has spelled it out really, really clearly on Twitter about how things went. There was some internal discussions. Gary wanted a raise to like over his 18 million this year, but he wasn't going to get it. In fact, the Raptors weren't willing to spend more than 15 million on him, but that was before they did some of the moves they did, like the Sacramento trade. Now they can't. So Gary's kind of screwed in some ways. So I don't know what's going to happen. Somebody's reporting yesterday that he's going to be on the Bucks. That is not confirmed or true. There was also a weird report I saw yesterday that said that the Raptors had picked up Danilo Gallinari. But I was not able to confirm that. And there's just misinformation out there like crazy. So if you see somebody talking about how the Raptors got Gallinari, that's not true. I have not seen anybody say that officially. Yeah, Trent Jr. is gone. He won't be on the Raptors next year, Seymour. That's pretty apparent. Tom's saying, thanks, G. Bummer for Andrew. Was hoping this Olympics was going to rejuvenate his career. In some ways, he has to rejuvenate his career on his own. And that, man, that in some ways is that, I hate it. He's trying to do something nice to be there for his father when his health is bad. But in some ways, the Warriors are also like, you're physically able to play. Why aren't you coming to play? I mean, I can see it from both sides, guys. In some ways, I'm not a huge Wiggins guy, and I'm with Monique. But I don't hate him as much as she does. She's like crazy. She's like saying F Wiggins just for the hell of it. I think he's a great guy. He's a human being, but I also don't agree with how he's treated Team Canada in the past. And I also don't agree with all y'all's assessments that he is so great at this point. I don't think that's true. I think that y'all saying that he would help us so much last night is absolute horse crap. And that in some ways we have no idea where he is at his career right now physically. And that's part of the reason why he's not on Team Canada right now too, whether it's the Warriors let him play or not. So let's see. G saying, I have a new respect for Drew Holiday. He plays winning ball, not flashy, no ego, does the dirty work, and has winning impact. That's why they put him on this team. In some ways, he's already won a gold medal for Team USA. He's won a couple of championships now. Yeah, he's making a really good case for him being a Hall of Famer for sure. I'm pretty sure he is. Yeah, I have a lot of respect for Drew Holiday also, and he was really annoying last night. His defense was very, very good on SGA. It was annoying. Smith saying, I really want Canada to medal. However, I'm really concerned at their lack of size. I know Kem is there, but France has two monsters in the middle. Yeah, and Serbia, Spain, and Germany, all big front courts. Well, we're gonna have to just test it and see. And let's not count our guys out. Once again, this is not the best test to gauge it all against for the whole entire Olympics. Last night is not a good thing. Last night was really kind of a goofy exhibition kind of preseason game. Yeah, and people will try and say the USA wasn't trying that hard. That's bullshit. They were trying hard at different times. Some of the game they did not look sharp from the start, the first quarter, but there were times during the game where they were going all out and playing very hard. Some press people, ESPN people are trying to say that the Team USA treated this like an all-star game. That's bullshit. That's not true. That is not true. That is not true. Seymour saying Edie should have been there. The lack of size will hurt. Yeah, y'all keep saying this, but I'm going to tell y'all right now, we're going to be all right. We're going to be all right. Just realize this. Just trust me on this. G said, I noticed SGA and Jamal need to work on their chemistry. SGA was great as the primary ball handler in the Worlds. I think Jamal needs to stay off ball when SGA is on, in my opinion. Yeah, I can get behind all this. I think you're right. And that's what they said. I'm going to be the guy who drives, and he's going to be the guy who shoots. And in some ways, that part of it is SGA having the ball, driving the lane, and kicking it out, and Jamal hitting the shot. Now, he had open shots. He missed last night. So Murray was not sharp. Not sharp last night. All right, David's in. Commissioner Trivia. David Saborn is here at 9:49. We're going to go ahead and grab the classic card and play it real quick, guys. All right, let me see who I got here. Oh, wow. This will be a toughie. All right, let me go down here and we'll do the classic card. Don't half-ass me. Here's the card. It's a reflective card. It's a young guy. It's very interesting. Yeah, it's a little weird. Let's see if you guys know who that is. I don't know who he is. I wouldn't get this card if I was playing. I have no idea who this guy is. As far as if I was playing this classic card today, I have no idea. I wouldn't get it. This is a mosaic card, by the way. You can see the nice shininess and stuff like that. Seymour is saying his last name is Guy. Okay, maybe that's right. Maybe that's wrong. I don't know. We'll have to see. You can't remember his first name. Well, you better figure it out, Seymour, if you are wanting to get this card. This is a recent player. So, yeah. Fiercely saying Bogdanovich. That is not Bogdanovich. Does that look like Bogdanovich? No, that's not Bogdanovich. That is not Bogan Bogdanovich. No. This is Seymour's on the right track. It's just he's got it. Can't half-ass it. He's got to figure it out because he's very close. I know he's close. Just got to get it. Yeah, let's see. Okay, that's not correct, Seymour. There you go. Yeah, it's Kyle Guy. His name is Kyle. Kyle Guy, Sacramento Kings. I don't even know who this player is, but Seymour got it. It is the card. Let's see. What does it say? A second round selection in 2019. Wow, this guy didn't do anything because he did not make it in the league at all. He played for Sacramento's G League and got bounced out pretty early in his career. Yeah, 150 points to Seymour. Yeah, this is a big time one. This is a hard one. Good job, David, giving the right point total. Nice shiny Kyle Guy card. Hey, what's up, my guy? my guy. Yeah, Kyle Guy. Very interesting. Very, very interesting. All right, I'll put it in the old box, and we'll get back into the chat. Okay, let's go back up to 9:30 something where David daps in. Fiercely saying, agreed with Smooth and Seymour. It definitely lacks size. However, there can be ways to leverage, be quicker, or perhaps move the ball more if we don't have bigs. Once again, I'll say USA is a special case. Don't gauge any of this by this. Seriously. We go play other teams. We'll see. Yeah, Wemby and Gobert, it may be difficult, but we have guys that can kind of mess them up. Seriously. Seymour saying Edie versus Embiid would be the best matchup. Embiid is very ginger. Edie is full of maple syrup. He would crush Embiid. We are not in disagreement. We just want to win. Let's fucking go, Canada. Yeah, I mean, I just think that you guys are overstating where Zach Edey is in his professional career. That he isn't like ready. in some ways for a Joel Embiid matchup like this. I'm just saying that. In some ways, there's levels. He's got to start somewhere, Kessler, and then he can get to that point. But I don't know. I don't know if he would be the best guy to guard these guys. Maybe he is, but in some ways, I think he's just young. He's not ready. That's just it. Fierce is saying LeBron played more defense than when he plays with the Lakers. Yeah. Braun was playing some defense out there. There was that what the fuck play that him and Anthony Davis did that Steve Kerr called. They've been talking a lot about it in the press down south. That play call for some reason the last day. Randolph saying, beloved Raptor freaks, most informative gang, blessings. Today, go out there and give love and live. Be the light that brightens someone's day. There you go, Randolph Phillips. I love your words of wisdom. That's awesome. This Leo Routen's words of wisdom today. You are your home. There you go. So wherever you are home. So you are your home. That's what Leo's saying. Thank you, Randolph, for your blessings. And blessings right back to you. Get out there and live your life and brighten someone's day. That's what he's saying. Yeah, so true. Facts, Fiercey. And Seymour saying 5 of 18 shooting out in the backcourt ain't going to cut it against nobody in the world, not even Kazakhstan's team. That's right. That's right. Fiercey saying Nebhard and Murray didn't play with the team last FIBA. Yesterday was a good evaluation for them. Jordy will adjust. Yeah, that may be part of it. That's a good point. The chemistry with them as built up as the guys who were on the team last year. And that Murray and Nebhard have to get caught up. Both of them were really bad last night. Most saying, in reference to my first comments on Darko, Serbia obviously coming in hard on me. Just imagine if they did play. I'm not worried about RJ and Kelly. Okay, she's saying, in reference to my first comments on Darko, Serbia obviously coming in hard on me. Just imagine. Listen, that's not for real yet. I just want to make sure we're stating facts here. And, in some ways, sometimes your wording, Mo, is misleading and it is misinformation. There is no plan or no official game in Serbia for the Toronto Raptors. That's all I'm trying to make clear to people. Zarko said in an interview he'd love that to happen, but that hasn't happened yet. There's no official plan to do it. It could very well happen, though. But let's not get ahead and count our chickens before they've hatched. That's all I was trying to say about that. I just wanted to make it clear. It's distinct. That, like, you're saying, oh, we're going to play a game in Serbia. I'm like, no, Mo, we're not yet. That's all I was trying to say. Let's see. They did play. I'm not worried about RJ and Kelly. I'm not either. There's a really good sign. Like people are saying on Twitter, seeing RJ Barrett and Kelly Olynyk hit corner threes in the game last night. That's a good sign that these guys are shooting. And RJ, I saw a higher level of defense in him in the game last night. Often he was getting trapped down low in big defensive situations, and he was feeling okay, using his body and his strength physically to try and hold people out as the second big next to Dwight Powell in the starting lineup. I mean, RJ's playing power forward in the starting lineup that we start with. Dylan Brooks is the small forward, and then SGA and Jamal are the backcourt. So in some ways, we are playing a small ball team. They don't have to do that. He could switch it, but I have a feeling this is the team he's going to play because he's spoken very highly of Dwight Powell, Jordy Fernandez, and said that he is like a team captain. So I think they really do value them being out on the court like that. Seymour saying Ingram is still a Pelican, Lex. Look it up. Tice just signed with the Pels also. I thought Ingram got traded in the DeJounte Murray trade. That's what I had heard. I mean, I'll go look it up if you want me to. I was pretty sure I had heard he had gotten traded to the Hawks, but maybe I'm wrong. Let's see. Yeah, it's saying he's still on the Pelicans. Okay. Well, that's good. I thought that for some reason I thought he was in the trade that was done with getting DeJounte Murray, in New Orleans. Okay. All right. Let's see. Seymour saying Tice just signed with the Pels too. Yeah. Yeah. It's interesting. There was some news that came out recently that LeBron was targeting Jonas Valanciunas to come play for the Lakers, and he didn't want to come play for them. There's a couple people that have rejected the Lakers on the down low that we don't hear about because the press doesn't want to let it out. But yeah, Valanciunas apparently was on the wish list for LeBron and the Lakers, and he dissed them, and he went and took a really small contract with the Wizards, which is really crazy to me. But hey, Jonas is going to do what Jonas is going to do. That was very, very interesting to me. Trevor's here. Okay, so Trevor J is here, Commissioner of Fun. Good morning, Raptors family. I have a little hangover this morning, but I'm okay. Lex, I had a media pass from my friend, so I was hanging out with the former president, passed right in front of me. I was thinking that maybe you were down there. I was trying to see if Trevor on the TV. So who knows, Trevor? Maybe you were on there. So you were hanging out with Barack Obama? That's cool, Commissioner J, that you went down there and you were around the former president Barack Obama. Very, very, very cool. Very, very cool. Cool Cat saying Gary Trent is a free agent. I saw posting that he will take a 1-year contract to improve the contract value. Yeah, at this point, he has to do that. His stock is so low after such a shit season. And I was warning him this whole past season. I was like, Gary, you got to play better. You're not going to make no money this summer. And well, I was exactly right. So now he may take a low ball contract for 1 year just so he can really get his value back up again. Man, so bad that you were hurt last year and you didn't play very well for the Raptors. It really, really lost you out on some money this summer. That's for sure. Crazy. Seymour saluting Trevor J. And Seymour saying, with who, though? I've heard a couple of different teams. There's rumors that he's going to the Bucks. I've heard that he could be on the Jazz very soon. Of course, the Lakers are still a possibility somehow, some way. So we'll have to see Gary Trent Jr., where he lands. In some ways, it's kind of crazy that he hasn't gone anywhere yet. And the same thing for Precious. I haven't heard anything about Precious getting picked up either. Maybe their ambiguity and their not totally great play for the Raptors last season over the season is part of the reason why these guys are in limbo still. That could be part of it right there. Yeah. Fierce is saying Rich Paul needed to read the room prior to negotiations. Gary Trent was way too inconsistent to demand such an amount of money. Wishing him well, whether he stays or goes. He's going to be going. He won't be a Raptor next year. I'm going to tell you that right now. And Jordan Bolton already signifying that online on his Twitter. He was very pro USA last night in the matchup against Canada. Very pro Anthony Edwards, of course, for his Timberwolves team he loves. And, well, he's very pro Gary Trent Jr., and him seeing the writings on the wall, he's going to be leaving Canada, leaving Toronto. Well, Jordan's already signifying it on his Twitter account, King Bolton, that Gary Trent Jr.'s camp understands that his time with the Raptors may be done. Yeah. Yeah. Fiercely saying that, Trevor, that is awesome. Is Barack as nice and cool as he seems to be? We'll have to see. What he says. Seymour saying last name is Guy. That's right. That was the card. Trevor saying Raptors players were in the house. I just cannot get to them because we were assigned to one side of the floor. I meet some players from Vancouver and Edmonton. There you go. Trevor, you having a good time last night? I hope you got some pictures. Maybe you can share some of them in our Facebook chat. That would be very, very cool. I know Seuss shared some pictures that were awesome from last night. So, yeah, the Raptors were there. They didn't do anything on Instagram. Let's go look at the Instagram real quick, as they didn't show themselves at the game on Instagram, but they were there. Paul Jones at the game, our broadcaster Paul Jones at the game with his daughter Justine in the crowd wearing a nice red Canada T-shirt, and him with different dignitaries and different fans from around the arena. Paul George down there and taking a picture of Barack Obama himself. That's pretty cool. Slim Duck has got Dylan Brooks on his Instagram story saying, FIBA Dylan Brooks is a different breed. And he's saying, go get it, my boy, my bro. Dylan Brooks. So, Chris, even though it may be sad to him, his relationship with Team Canada not being on it, he is proud and happy for his good best friend, Dylan Brooks, to compete for Canada in this way. So, Slim Duck's not a hater. He's got a busy life with his endorsements and his working out, and also his toddler that he's taking care of, his child. So, Chris Boucher is a busy guy. In some ways, he can't hate. Javon Freeman Liberty at the game last night. You can see he was sitting pretty far up, and it looks crazy how many people were there, and a lot of people in the house for this game last night. JFL, one of them. Let's see. Kyle Lowry is saying, seeing old friends and making new ones at the championship. So he's in golf mode. Kelly Olynyk, proud of his being on Team Canada. So he's showing patriotic pride, posting Team Canada stuff on his Instagram. Him and RJ wearing the red for Canada. Very, very cool stuff. Grady Dick is going to be doing a youth camp in Wichita, Kansas on August 8th. It's a Thursday. So if you live in Kansas and you want to go to Grady Dick's basketball camp, you can go. It's in Wichita, and it's for grades 6 through 12. Yeah, so you can go on down there. Also, they got K through 5 also. So there's earlier in the day for the little kids, and the older kids are 1 to 4. So, yeah, Grady's in Las Vegas watching the game last night, but we didn't see him out there. Yeah, let's see. Who else do we have right here? Raptors admin posted a bunch of summer league pictures from summer leagues before with players like Jakob Poeltl, Terrence Ross, Roko Jukic, and some of the pictures there. Let's see. Mr. New York City is showing something here, and I'm wondering, yes. Okay, so he is on a summer league roster, guys. Marquise Noel is showing up on the Washington Wizards summer league roster with Bub Carrington, Justin Champagny, Taylor Funk, Keyshawn George, and Eugene Omoruyi, Alex Sarr, Tristan Vucevic, and Jared Butler and John Butler Jr., Patrick Baldwin Jr. So Marquise did make a summer league team. He is on the summer league roster for the Washington Wizards, guys. So he is officially gone from the Raptors, and he is going to show up and play for the Wizards. I don't know we play them. So Pascal went to Vegas, and this is cool. Pascal hanging out with all the Pacers teammates at the Vegas game last night. You can see him with Obi Toppin and Miles Turner and the young Pacers. It looks like most of the Pacers that were there were the Summer League Pacers. And we see Siakam on his Instagram stories on the jet with his brother Christian. Christian Siakam, of course, former Raptors 905 coach. Now probably not going to be involved with the Raptors at all now that Siakam's fully indie, and he's got to be with his brother down there in Pacerland. So pretty cool to see that. Siakam and Christian flying to Vegas, and then they show up. He's wearing a Garfield shirt. He's there with Obi Toppin, and then he's showing his views with all of his teammates from the Pacers, Jarace Walker, and different people like that hanging out with Siakam last night. And that's it for the Instagram stories. Nothing from Quickly or Scotty about being at the game in Vegas last night. I know they were there, though. And Trevor says he saw them, but he couldn't go talk to them. Yeah, that's probably a lot of the case. There's a lot of people there last night, and you probably had a hard time getting to anybody, I'm sure. Let's see what Cool Cat's saying here. Gary Trent Jr. posted about taking a one-year contract and is about strategy for his career to rebuild his contract value. There's no team. Yeah. I mean, I get that. That's strategy. He has no value in certain ways. He wants to build it back up. So in some ways, he's going to take a cheap contract just to get a chance and play for somebody. Yeah, but in some ways, this league is so fickle and crazy. In some ways, man, he really is trying to play catch up on his career right now. Seymour saying appreciate it for the classic card. He can hoop, though. This guy. This guy. Kareem saying only person who knows this guy is his mom and maybe his dad. Damn, that is rough. I'm going to give it a dunk. It's cold, but it's funny. So in some ways, I got to respect that. 182 for Kareem. 182 dunks. Yeah, that's cold. So we're saying Bucks are hard cap, though. Not sure how they could land Trent. So somebody was saying that was the spot, but maybe that's not realistic. I don't know. Maybe it's Utah. Maybe it's the Jazz. Fierce is saying 2019 and we don't know him. Yikes. Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of players like this. They come in and they're flash in the pan. They get one little NBA appearance, and then that's it. They never make the league again, Marquise Noel. So it sucks. And sometimes that's just how it is. It's a very, very rough, tough league. And that's why we need to respect all these players. And when people talk trash about people like Ken Burch or different players in the league, they got to understand just how much they had to do to get to where they are and how much to stay there is hard. Yeah, Emmanuel quickly understands that. There's only 400 or so players that play in this league, and you have to be privileged and trying to be the best over and over again to stay in one of those 400 plus players that stay in the league. That's right. It's a very exclusive club, and you have to work to stay in there. Seymour's laughing. Cool Cat saying, Lex, with Edie, he would be useful for the fundamentals. Box out, grab rebounds, knock the ball off the rim. He's still a rookie, but you can't teach height. I mean, I won't disagree with that. But I also have to go by how Jordy has used him from last summer as to how he might use him now. It may be that he's shown even greater strides in the last year for Purdue since FIBA World Cup, that maybe he would get utilized more than he did last summer. But going by how things went last summer, he was off the bench as one of the 12th or 11th or 12th guys for FIBA World Cup team. That's the thing. It's not like he was starting center. It's not even that he was a backup center. He was the third center last summer. So that's part of it right there, guys. Stargate saying, yeah, Edie would be a huge asset. Not sure about Wiggins. Yeah. I mean, I think that he'd be a huge asset literally. And the way you guys are describing, it's just don't expect him to be able to be world-class against the USA bigs. Maybe he can go out there and do certain things against some of the bigs from other countries. But those USA bigs are all-stars. Some of them are Hall of Famers in some cases, and they're dangerous. And they're very, very good talent-wise. So Seymour saying Kyle Guy was big in college, but he was always behind Fox, Halliburton, and Davion. Man got no runs. That's what I'm saying. You can be big in college. You can be a badass in college, but it doesn't mean it translates to the NBA. And Kyle Guy is an example right there. G saying, I just wanted to see Edie's crazy guys stare down Embiid. That'd be fun. Well, we're gonna get that at some point. You know you will. You know you'll get that at some point, probably in the NBA. But yeah, that's gonna happen at some point. We know it will. I really like that Dwight Powell didn't back down to Joel last night, and he told him off. And Joel really doesn't take account or responsibility for his actions on the court. He's just all excuses and kind of like, you could tell. And that whole exchange between Dwight Powell and Joel Embiid, when he hit him with that elbow, that Joel doesn't give a shit. He's an idiot. And Dwight was telling him, "Is like, this is dirty as fuck. You can hurt people in their careers." So yeah, that was a bad situation. It'd be fun to see Edie with that. I bet you it will happen at some point in the NBA. I bet you it will. Yeah. G's also saying, I agree. Edie may not have the experience, but he does have the hunger. Hopefully next round we will see him on our Team Canada. Yeah, I think you can expect that. I think you can expect that. This is just aberration. In some ways, it's partly, the summer league. It's a really big part is the summer league is what it is. Seymour saying, imagine picking to live in Washington, D.C. over L.A., California. Yeah, Jonas did that. Jonas did that. He was like, you know what? LeBron wants me to come play with him. You know what? I was on the Raptors back in the day. Fuck LeBron. I'm going to Washington. That's what he said. It was kind of crazy. Fierce is saying, Lex, nobody wants to play for the Lakers. This offseason was a movie. Yeah. Yeah, no kidding. Dana's here. Good morning, everyone. Good morning to you, Canadian Dana, putting Team Canada on blast. I love it. I love it. I love it. Cool Cat saying, see, it was Pascal, OG, Fred, Scotty that has value in the NBA. All of the others that didn't work hard to improve can't say opportunity anymore and grumble. Other teams not running after them. Yeah, I mean, I love the Gary lovers, the people that really love Gary. But you know what? You guys weren't helping him last year by pushing to have him start over and over again over Dennis. He wasn't ready. He was hurt. And in some ways, him starting and failing so much actually is part of the reason why he's not getting money right now. So Gary lovers, you were misguided, and you shouldn't have pushed to have him in the starting lineup so much last year. He would have done way better if he just played off the bench the whole last year. But in some ways, y'all were under the misguided thought that Gary needs to start to be his absolute best. It's absolute horseshit, by the way. Yeah, yeah. Trevor's saying, fiercely, he just waved to everybody who was standing there with a big smile on his face. Yeah, see, Barack was just being a friendly politician, which is what he is, and waving to everybody and stuff. You know, in some ways, I'm like, Barack, can you come back and run again? Could you jump in there for Joe Biden, please? Please, Obama, please get in there, back in there. And could you run again? Seriously, could Obama be the president again? He's younger than the guy who's running right now. That would be good. Seriously. Stargate saying, actually, this may be a surprise, but I wouldn't mind picking up Precious at this point. The internal competition may be good for him. Yeah, I'm okay with it, but I don't know if the money's there for it. And the guarantee contract number that we have on our team isn't there for it either. Some ways the Raptors are full, but we do have some exceptions we can use still. That just means we may have to cut some people and give them guaranteed money, and they won't play for us. So we'll have to figure it out. Blackhawk saying Jordy will have to make sure that SGA or Murray are on the floor at all times. Nebhard looked too flustered last night with those forced threes that changed the momentum. Yeah, Nebhard did not look good last night. He did not look good. He did not look good like the playoff Andrew Nebhard for sure. And yes, we were talking about this during the game last night, Neil, that in some ways Jordy may want to adjust his rotations so that either Gilgeous-Alexander or Murray are on the court at all times. So there's absolutely a top-notch offensive outlet at all times on the court. The second team, in some ways, it's not. They have struggled to score. You know, Kelly Olynyk was carrying the scoring for the second team. In some ways, that's no good. That is no good. It's not that Lou Dort should be doing it. No. In some ways, there was shot selection by certain players, and I'm just like, yeah, this is not going to cut it for our team. We got to do better. We got to do better. And I like this idea of having Jamal Murray or SGA on the court at all times when the game is competitive. Yeah. Fiercely saying, Justin Champagne's still doing Summer League? How long has he been in the league? He's been in the league as long as Scotty and Delano. Remember, they came in as rookies. And, well, this is how it goes. You know, you're trying to make the league still. You're on the cusp of it. Well, you got to keep fighting and take every spot that you can. And Summer League for the Washington Wizards is where Justin Champagne is right now. Yeah, Delano Banton's still clawing for his NBA career. Everybody's clawing at different places. Jeff Doughton Jr., it's just how it goes. I'd be interested to see if Ron Harper Jr. is on any of these lists, actually. Yeah, there you go. Fiercely saying, thank you, Trevor. Nice about Barack. Wayne saying, Rabbit Freaks, good morning. Good morning to you. Michael Borland saying, Gary Trent Jr. must be kicking himself for not accepting initial $15 million offer. Rich Paul underestimated the VAT market. Yeah. I don't even know if they actually gave him that contract. They probably were like waiting. And then they were like, I don't think they actually did offer anything to him. They were talking about it and maybe trying to see where the numbers were at. And when Gary started talking about he wants to get paid more than 18 million that he got paid this year, the Raptors probably like, yeah, he can't be serious. This is not going to happen. This is not going to happen. In some ways, that may be where things ended right there. It's Rich Paul and Gary Trent Jr. trying to say, yeah, we want to make 20 million a year. And the Raptors were like, yeah, you'd be lucky to get 15 from us. And that's a pay cut from what you made last year. Stargate saying, as for Team Canada, we need firepower at the floor at all times. When the starters came out of the game, there was zero scoring. Murray or SGA have to be in there the game at all times. Yeah. I think we're all on the same page on this. I think that we're all on the same page. We saw in the game last night when we were doing the watch-alongs. Kareem pointed out, we've heard you and Neil both say the same thing, and I agree with it. I agree with it completely. I do. Cool Cat saying, did OG get to sign his contract officially as yet? Any info on his recovery? OG is such a private person, hard to get info. Yeah, he did. He posted it on his Instagram. OG's re-signing, and he posted a little interview of him talking about how he's enjoying New York. So yeah, OG's re-signed officially. They didn't do a big to-do like we did with Emmanuel and Scotty or Pascal and the Pacers. He just did it in silence. But yeah, he is officially re-signed. Fiercely saying, my kryptonite, Aja Wilson, had a career first yesterday, 24 and 20 rebounds. Wow, and wow. The WNBA Fantasy League has been super competitive and a lot of fun. I'm playing Cool Cat right now, and she has the lead. We see Morgan with the lead over JP. Fiercey is beating David right now in a very fierce matchup this week. Kareem is losing to MK, our champion, and Edmund is losing to James. And those are the matchups in the WNBA Fantasy League right now. Very, very interesting stuff. Cool Cat saying Edie is a way better player this year compared to last year. He would be great now coming off the bench. That may be very well true. I mean, he did grow more. He grew a lot during FIBA World Cup last year to help him with the Boilermakers. Now the Boilermakers help him grow during his college basketball season in the tournament. And then, yeah, you may be very well right, Cool Cat, but we won't get to find out this time. But down the road, we will, and he will be on Team Canada in the future. Brian's here. Good to see Brian King from To The Point. Yeah, Freak Nation. What's up? What's up, Brian? Hope you're having a great day. It's Thursday. Get out there and touch grass. And yeah, hopefully things are going good with To The Point. Trevor's saying, I'm on the road today with my friend rolling around in the media truck. When you have a friend who works for the media, he told me no sleep for me. We'll be hanging out every night. There you go. Trevor might mess around and get another job somehow, some way. That'd be crazy. But yeah, Trevor, you're going to have to tell us more about your experience last night, how the crowd was, where there's a lot of boos, I heard, for Dylan Brooks. A lot of boos. Michael's saying he cannot. He served his term. Yeah, I mean, they did things with FDR in the past where he was a 4-term president. And in a row, FDR, they changed the term limits. Now, I don't understand. Some presidents have done this in the past. It's almost like I think that there were rules in the U.S. because being raised down there, I was trying to figure it out. That you could be the president for like 2 years in a row, 2 terms in a row, but you could circle back after a couple terms pass and try and be a president again later on in life. I believe there's a president that did that in the history of presidents, where they were president earlier. Then there was a block of presidents in between, and then they came back and were president again. And maybe that they were president only once, and then they got their second term as a president of distance away. But I don't know. In some ways, I'm like, can we do this? I'm just trying to figure out some sort of plan to try and stop the craziness that's about to happen down south. Hopefully, everything will prevail, even though. And, but there's a lot of, like, Biden looks so weak right now. This is really, really bad. And in some ways, Obama does not look weak. Let's just put it that way. Seymour saying Ben Simmons should get time, too, for finessing the NBA out of millions. Seen his summer video yesterday. A lot of dunks and flash. What a fraudster. Yeah, you think he should be going to prison. That's what you're saying. He should get time. Well, that's what I'm saying. In some ways, these guys collect the bag, and then some of them have really weird injuries that they take to use as a reason why they can't play. And Kawhi Leonard has been guilty of this. And, well, Ben Simmons also. Blackhawk saying, that's what I'm saying, Stargate. We need to balance the size, too. Sounds like we're all in the same position as far as like getting the number one ultra scorers, one of them out there on the court at all times. That seems like a very collective a sentiment around here. And then the worries about the size of Team Canada seem very common among us also. Very, very interesting. Most saying, go Canada, go Raptors. Do you, Lex, regardless of what you think of me? I'm here with W Stream. Keep at it. Oh, it's all good, Mo. Like I said, I just want to fact check. And you are so helpful and you do so much. And once again, if you want me to apologize for the Subway thing, I honestly thought that was an old clip that I'd seen 2 years ago. And I did not realize, because you had a friend in the media that told you that this was something they filmed the day before, that Scotty has renewed his contract with Subway and that he is still doing ads and doing things for them. Because he wasn't on. He literally said this to me like a month ago on Twitch. He said, I'm not with Subway anymore, guys. I don't have a contract with them right now. So that's the only reason why I thought that was old. And it wasn't that I was thinking you're a liar or anything. It's just that Scotty had told me like within a month from now that he wasn't working with Subway. So I guess they circled back and got him back. Because the crazy thing was when he said he wasn't with Subway anymore and they weren't paying him anymore, the fans started saying, well, we don't want to go to Subway anymore. And then he's like, no, fam, listen, no, go to Subway still. Don't boycott them because I'm not being an ad person for them anymore. Please don't boycott them. They're great. They're awesome. I'm so appreciative of them. So that's why. Some of the fans were actually saying, yeah, we're not going to eat Subway anymore if they're not going to use you anymore, Scotty. And this guy said, no, don't do that. I may not be officially under a contract with Subway right now, but I don't want y'all to stop eating Subway just because of me. That's the only reason why. And it wasn't that I thought you were a liar. It's just that in some ways, I want to make sure that we're getting things in the right timeline and we're trying to be as factual as possible. If I'm incorrect, I want to be corrected. And I'm incorrect all the time. And I love it. I love it. I don't think anything bad of you, Mo. I think you're awesome. I just want to make sure we get the facts straight. That's all. That's right. I love you. Keep at it also yourself, doing what you do as a super fan for the Raptors. That's right. Let's see. Wayne's saying, why are we still talking about Wiggins? This guy has no form. He should be focusing on himself, and the Olympics isn't a place for that. Gary had all the opportunity. Don't know he might have been injured. Yeah, I'm with Wayne on both these things. In some ways, let's stop talking about Wiggins. Don't talk about how Wiggins would have changed things for this because that's bullshit. And I'm with Wayne and Monique on this. That Wiggins wouldn't have made a difference last night. I'm telling y'all this right now. In some ways, we have no idea where he's at. And in some ways, him leaving the team partly the way he did, well, maybe he wasn't showing that he's very good. And this is the thing. Think about it this way. If he didn't make Team Canada and the Warriors are trying to trade him, how do you think that hurts his trade value? Maybe they were starting to feel it. They're saying, you know what? Wiggins isn't even good enough to make the team right now. There's a better 12 of Canadians. And what will happen to him if he's in the running and he doesn't make the team all of a sudden? In some ways, O'Shea Brissett, this hurt him when he was cut from the team last week. So it's like, look, the Warriors trying to trade him, and all of a sudden he's not good enough to be on Team Canada. That hurts his trade value. So they're saying, no, we're just going to take you out injury-wise because he could have maybe not made the team, y'all. I'm serious. Y'all may think, oh, there's no way Andrew would have made the team over Ken Burch for sure. We don't know that for sure. We don't know how he looked. We don't know how healthy he looked. He could have maybe not looked that good because he's not totally healthy. So there's all kinds of different things that could have been going on in the background as far as Wiggins. And the over speculation about Wiggins and what he would have been as a factor on this team is actually not necessary. And I'm totally with Wayne on this. And Gary, yeah, I was warning him all last season. You need to get your ass going, Gary Trent, because you are the only person that can save yourself. And unfortunately, it never happened. It's too bad. Cool Cat saying, I don't think Nebhard is that ready for primetime exposure. I prefer Nickel being ahead of him. Well, they're playing together on the same squad. They're both bench. And yeah, I don't know. Andrew's going to figure it out. I think that we got to give him a gimme on this first game. But yeah, he was horrible. He may have been the worst player on Team Canada last night. I'm not going to lie. He may have been the worst player on Team Canada last night. And we played the scrubs last night. Yeah. Borland's saying OG's working on his New York accent. No time for a press conference. I like how OG code switches. Whether he's over in the UK, he gets a British accent all of a sudden. Maybe like if we really studied OG well, we might detect that he gets a little bit of a Canadian accent when he was on the Raptors and in Canada. I don't know. But yeah, he's got to work on his New York accent now. All right, Michael, you can get a dunk for silliness. That is why he's not there. He's working on his accent. So 6 dunks from Michael right now. That Corey Joseph 6. There you go. Stargate saying Blackhawk. Sorry, bro. I didn't see your comment till after. Laugh out loud. Yeah, it's all good. You guys are all agreeing on the same stuff. In some ways, y'all are saying the same thing, but it's all good. Neil saying SGA should pair up with RJ and Murray with Dylan. You can put defense around those 2 sets. Keep Dort with SGA and Nukel with Murray. That's not a bad idea, honestly, Neil. I think that's not a bad idea. You keep your sets together because they have time accrued. And Dort with Gilgeous-Alexander is smart. That makes sense. Yeah, I don't mind this idea at all. In some ways, the people are saying that Gilgeous-Alexander and Murray are not meshing exactly right from this first game. Well, that does seem like it's kind of true. Well, that's maybe how you do it. I don't know. We got to figure it out. Blackhawk saying no apology necessary. Stargate on the same page. There you go. There you go. Kareem saying, I know it's not related to anything, but Kenny Lofton Jr. is steadily losing weight and is such a bucket getter. He's looking like a young Charles Barkley. Utah has a gem, and I'm watching closely. Well, he got a lot of crap for being overweight and getting cut from the Sixers. Nick Nurse cut him. He said, you're just not doing it. Well, he's upset, and he wants to make his career, so he's losing that weight, and he's trying to get back. And I commend Kenny Lofton Jr. for that in some ways. Trevor J. saying Reese has 14 straight double-doubles. Yeah, why don't she just do the whole league, the whole season like this? Get the whole season like this, Angel Reese. Don't stop. Don't stop. Fiercely saying Ben Simmons with his infamous summer workout video. What a joke. Yeah. Yeah. Why isn't he playing for Australia? Like, seriously. Like, it seems like he should be playing for Australia. No, maybe Australia doesn't even ask him. They're like, you know what? We're not even going to bother asking you, Ben. You're so fucking flaky. We don't want to even ask you. Australia, why don't you ask me to play for you? Because we don't give a shit about you. You're gonna we depend on you like the Sixers did, and you're gonna fucking let us down. Yeah, he shouldn't be there. He shouldn't be there. Blackhawk saying Nebhart should play off ball. Yeah, I could get behind that. I can get behind that. There's some different guys that are really good distributors, and in some ways, we want Andrew to be a shooter. I can get behind that, but he's got to make them. Mischief saying good morning. Good morning to you, Jay. Hope you're doing really good, big man, the base man. Raptors freaks and Lex. We need Team Serbia to beat USA. I like Team Canada division for Paris Olympics. So you actually like the group of death for us. You know, it's true. People are saying that the Canada Group A is really tough with Greece and Spain and Australia and Canada. But in some ways, we're on the same tier with Greece probably below us. Like Australia, Spain, and Canada kind of around the same tier. Now, USA and Serbia apparently are a little bit higher, and Serbia being in the group with USA makes it tougher. So hopefully, yeah, Serbia can mess up the USA a little bit. But it's likely that both those teams will be in the next round after the initial groups because they pick like, 3 teams from, they pick the top 2 teams from each. And then there's like 2 more teams that are like the third place teams in 2 of the groups that get into the next round. So that's the thing. There could be 3 teams from Canada's group that go on to the next round afterwards. So it's not like we have to beat all 3 of them to get to the next round. We have to beat maybe just one of them for sure, and hopefully 2 or 3 to make it to the next round. So we'll have to see how it goes. Always good to see Mischief. Check into the chat, and he's got the team on blast right there. I love it. Blackhawk saying we want the Scotty Bowls. That's right. It was cool what he did. They did this thing where the subway, it was a regular subway in Toronto, and they didn't have any warning. This wasn't a pop-up event like the one when I met Scotty for Subway. This wasn't like a weird thing where they were trying Bowlway and doing bowling with Chris Boucher. No, Scotty put on the Subway uniform and hid in the back, and customers came into the Toronto Subway and ordered food, and Scotty came from the back and started making their sandwich. And the kid and the people in there were like, whoa, wait a second. And he's like, you look like Scotty Barnes. He's like, I get that all the time. And he's just like, no, I'm just a Subway artist. And he's just like, he's trying to play the act like he isn't. He was funny. He's kind of like he's on Candid Camera or Bloopers or What Would You Do? He's trying to act like he's just a dude who works at Subway, who's obviously Scotty Barnes, but it was funny. And the little kid was like, the kids were freaking out. And he gave them jerseys too. So it was a really cool event Subway did. And I'm sure that they didn't have plants. These were just regular people that just came into the store, and they just happened to come into the Subway at the right time in the right place to have Scotty Barnes make their sandwich. Man, I want to see more detailed clips of Scotty making the sandwich because I am a Subway trained Subway sandwich artist and a manager in some ways. So I knew how to train people how to do it correctly. So in some ways, I want to watch Scotty make the sandwich so I can critique his style. Yeah, because that's what I made the Air Canada Center as a Mr. Sub maker. I went pro as a sandwich sub maker. So Scotty, you're kind of in my world right now. You want me to show you how to cut the old U gauge? Yeah, they don't use it anymore at Subway. They used to when I was working there way back. That's right. That's right. Let's see. Let's see what else y'all are saying here. Trevor's saying, yes, it was a lot of booing. Lex, is the rivalry between Canada and U.S. Americans going to be Americans full of stupid pride? Yeah, I mean, it is some ways. It's like, all right, let's be better than this and kind of be respectful. But no. And I also heard that the U.S. team came out to not like us. I really don't like how Kendrick Lamar's song is getting utilized or weaponized right now to kind of do certain things. It's kind of annoying. It's messed up. Neil saying O'Shea wasn't cut. He left. He has to work on his free agency because he hasn't been picked up. Yeah, but think about the logic on that, Neil. Think about that logic on that. That doesn't make any fucking sense. If he had to worry about free agency, he already knew that. Why did he even show up in the first place? Why did he go and take a spot? That's not logically making sense, Neil. Think about it. No, he got cut, and he's saving face afterward to try and say that he had to worry about free agency. No, he would never showed up to the team if he was really worried about free agency from the beginning. So it doesn't make any sense, Neil. If you really think about this logically, that doesn't make sense. He's just saving face by making an excuse afterwards. And they did that add-on the press to help him out and say, oh, no, he's leaving because of free agency differences. He should have never came if he knew he was going to be a free agent this summer and he was holding a spot from somebody else that maybe could have came. That's what I'm saying. Like, what was the plan? He's going to show up and at some point, well, I'm a free agent, guys. I got to dip out. See, that's why that doesn't make any fucking sense. Does it? Seriously, think about the way I'm explaining it, Neil. Yeah, they can tell you it was he left. No, he was going to get cut, and he's saving his face. That's it. Stargate saying, my 7-year-old daughter calls Scotty Bolway. That's fun. That's awesome. I go into the Subway and I say, I want Bolway, Scotty Bolway. Give me the Scotty Bolway. And they're like, Scotty Bolway? What is that? You don't know who Scotty Barnes is? Come on now. He's on your wall right there. Scotty Bolway. Cool Cat saying, it's so weird that folks don't take their health, game, fitness for the NBA seriously. Talk about taking shit for granted. NBA is a privilege, not a right. Yeah, seriously. In some ways, that's part of it. These guys want to balance. Kawhi and Paul George, different players in the last couple of years. Are like, if I have to play enough that I can keep luring them along, but not enough to where I want to overextend myself and really play too much. So they've gotten really good at figuring out load management on how to like not show up for as many games as possible and still get away with all this. Ben Simmons may have been way too greedy. In some ways, he hurt his earnings for later on because of the way he treated his big contract that he got. So yeah, it is what it is. And in some ways, things can come back around and like, you were kind of being this way and this way. Well, this is what happens, Kawhi. And now you're not on Team USA. It's just how it is. Fiercely saying at Blackhawk, I tried the bowl. They barely put in meat. I was so disappointed. Well, that's that Subway's fault. In some ways, that's what I'm talking about. I need to go to Subways and quality control their asses. Whether they're not doing things like a health inspector would get mad at them. Oh, your temperature on your meat freezer underneath your counter is not up to the right temperature. It's not cold enough. I'm going to have to give you a conditional pass on your health inspection. You don't want to come in and see how they make the sandwiches. Are they skimping people on certain ingredients? No, don't do that, Subway. You better give the people the right amount of whatever goofy, fake-ass chicken or steak you're trying to put on that Bolway every single time. That's right, Fiercey. Well, you should have told me. Call the hotline. Quality control for Subway. That's right. Michael's saying Dylan Brooks needs to show up to games in France as the Undertaker. Dun, yes, dong, rest in pieces. Actually, he's kind of got the hair to kind of do it. And like if he put on like the black outfit of the Undertaker and the purple gloves, it'd be kind of cool if he came out like that. Yeah, I like that. Michael, I'm gonna give you another dunk. I like the cross promotion here. You got a Kyle Lowry 7. That's what you got now. Yeah, I like that. Let's see. Cool Cat saying for Summer Olympics, I just want Team Canada versus Team USA at some point for a medal. The ratings will be off the charts again. Media bonanza ratings. Yeah, that's true. That's the matchup the Olympic Committee wants. That's what the advertisers want. Yeah, all of that right there. That's right. Blackhawk saying that makes it healthier for me, Fiercey. That's right. There you go. Take a little less of the meat out there. It's a little bit more healthy. Kareem saying this Sinead character seems like he's got a lot of promise. This Shed character seems like he's got a lot of promise. I'm seeing a lot more YouTubers making video breakdowns of his game. Very intriguing. Yeah, there's been people that have said in the stream they're really happy we somehow finagled and got Jamal Shed in this draft, and he's in the Raptors camp. Some people are, like Coach Allen, who does the really good breakdowns, a YouTube channel. He's got a really good piece on Jamal Shed right now and why the Raptors selected him and why he's on our team. So I recommend Coach Allen and the work he does on YouTube. So yeah, there's a lot more stuff out there. He's a favorite. In some ways, what he did for Houston Cougars, very, very impressive. And we are very lucky to have him. In some ways, he's this year's Marquise Noel. Marquise Noel was that guy coming in with a lot of praise and amazing stuff from his March Madness performance. Well, Jamal Shed is kind of that hype guy coming in college this time. And that's why, in some ways, maybe Noel's on the Wizards Summer League roster and Shed's on ours. That's right. That's right. A little bit taller. Yeah. Fiercey's laughing. Blackhawk's saying he's a pit bull, full ass. He's got to improve his shots. Yeah. He's a really good defender. And that's something we very much value at the point guard position with him and Mitchell showing up now. Yeah. He left before the cuts. Blackhawk's saying he left before the cuts. I'm telling you, you just got to logic this out. If he was going to try and make the team, he should have known it all along. He's a free agent. He's going to have to leave at some point. Does that make any sense? Yeah. Blackhawk saying it's not like we have the mother load on bigs. Well, I know that, but in some ways, O'Shea Brissett's a fake big. He's kind of a middle player. He's not really a big. He doesn't play totally like a big in some ways. I don't know. He's not totally a big to me. Kenny's here. Good to see Kenny. Shaping up for a good Olympic basketball tournament. There you go. Original Raptor Freak, Kenny. Coming in with a comment today. Awesome. I love to see it. All right. I've gone over the box score enough. I don't need to look at it some more. We did the Instagram stories. Yeah, it's funny how ESPN spins what happened last night and the things that happened last night. You guys can go ahead and say that they had a really good defense because they did get a lot of steals and blocks. But Team Canada did not shoot well, and that's a huge part of what happened last night. Yeah, Dylan Brooks on the reception from the Vegas crowd. It's normal. They know who I am. They want to boo me. It's normal. It's normal. Even RJ commenting, yeah, we expected this. What do you expect to happen? It's Dylan Brooks. Check out the Kensington Variety VIP Club in the community tab. There's a new luxury haggle on the channel. If you want to check out goofy stuff I was doing 5 years ago in a convenience store in Kensington Market here in Toronto, go ahead and check that out. They're fun little clips, and we play games and game shows. We have a luxury haggle between two of the Kensington Variety VIP Club VIPs, and you have to check it out if you want to watch something goofy and see what I was doing 5 years ago on July the 11th, 2019, the summer after we won the championship, our first Raptors championship. So check that out. There is a birthday today. We want to say a happy birthday to former DePaul point guard, New York Knick, and Toronto Raptor briefly, Rod Strickland. It is actually Rod Strickland's birthday, and a lot of people don't realize Rod Strickland actually did play for the Raptors for a little while. Wasn't very long, but Rod Strickland was a Raptor at one point. So we'll say happy birthday to Rod Strickland today. That's right. There you go. There you go. Blackhawks saying, I believe Shed has a longer reach than Marquise. That's for sure. He's a bigger player. He's just a bigger player in general. And in some ways, he's got like shot blocking too for his size. It's crazy. But yeah, that's totally true, Blackhawk. Jamal Shed has a much longer wingspan for sure. Fiercely saying, gotta go. W Stream fam. Lex. Yeah, thank you, Fiercely. And thank you guys all for watching me today. Tomorrow we'll do a Friday Freakout. Just a real quick recap today over the game last night that we were watching. Very, very good. Kenny saying Rod was disgruntled Raptors player. Laugh out loud. Yeah, he may have not wanted to be here, but he did show up and suit up, and he did play for us a little bit. He could have been, he was not that bad for us. Actually, he did a couple of special things for us a little bit when in the very brief time he was here. But it is his birthday, so we'll just say happy birthday to him. Carlos saying, is Jamal Shed the next Lowry? That's a tall order. Now, he is a second round pick, kind of like Lowry. So we'll have to see. We'll have to see how it goes. Stargate saying Rod Strickland was a beast, one of the best New York point guards ever. Yeah, I'll agree with that. We had a couple of New York point guard legends around the Raptors. Marquise Noel, Mark Jackson, Rod Strickland, Lloyd Daniels, Rafer Alston. These are all point guard legends from street ball and different places too. And Rod Strickland is definitely in that category. Yeah, I used to love Rod Strickland in his earlier career. He played for the Wizards, played for the Spurs, played for the Knicks, of course. He also, I believe he played for, I want to say he played for, those are the teams I remember the best, though. I remember when he was on the Spurs. I remember when he was on New York, obviously. So, but yeah, Rod Strickland, a very underrated player that doesn't get as much shine as he should, as far as how good he was from when he played. He was very, very good. All right, y'all, let's get out of here. Please like, comment, subscribe, and share. Join the channel if you'd like to. Membership has its privileges. You get to have access to our Facebook chat that has all kinds of information being shared in there all the time, which is awesome. I appreciate Monique. I appreciate Trevor very much, because Trevor's contributing in a big way there. Isaac Campbell came through big today by helping me find the box score for last night's game, because it's like ESPN don't want to put it out. FIBA's the one who's going to put it out somewhere, and I found it. Thank you, Isaac Campbell. All right, y'all. Thanks for watching. I'll be back 9:30 tomorrow morning. Get outside, touch that grass on a sunny Thursday after a very rainy Wednesday. And yeah, more games coming soon. Saturday, we'll be here soon enough, and we'll have a Summer League game to preview on Saturday morning. I'm excited about Summer League a lot. But Team Canada, it's a start, and we got to clean some things up, and we'll be better in the next game for sure. I'll bet you money. All right, peace out to you, Neil, and all the rest of the Raptors freaks. Have a great day, guys, and I'll see you guys tomorrow morning. All right, let's go, Team Canada and Toronto Raptors Summer League.